Why your life has meaning. Seeing the world with new eyes, as I talked about, wasn't just about noticing more beauty around me. It triggered something much deeper, a current that pulled me into asking new, sometimes unsettling, questions about what my life was truly for, what ultimate meaning it held. Before all this, if I'm honest, the meaning of life felt like a distant philosophical puzzle, something for quiet academic debate, not for the rush of my everyday existence. I was, like so many of us, deeply immersed in the practicalities, career, plans, the steady rhythm of the familiar. But when something as huge and devastating as a brain tumor arrives uninvited, when your own mortality stares you in the face, the old frameworks and assumptions often crumble. That initial, terrified, "Why me?" eventually, and very slowly, began to transform. It wasn't a sudden revelation, but a gradual dawning. Okay, this has happened. This is my reality now. So what now? How can I find, or perhaps create, meaning in this new, altered landscape? It was an unexpected, challenging, but utterly necessary dive into the heart of what it means to live. One of the first, and for me most profound answers to that question, emerged from a place I never anticipated: the idea of writing this very book. I'd never considered myself a writer, never imagined I'd have a story of this magnitude to tell or the courage to share it. But I vividly remembered those dark hours spent searching online, desperate for something more than just medical facts or clinical psychological advice. I yearned for a human voice, a shared experience, a story that said, "I understand. I've been there too." I found so little that truly spoke to the patient's inner world, or to the equally tumultuous experience of the family and friends walking that path alongside them. I realized there was a genuine void, a space where shared stories could offer immense comfort and connection. The thought began to take root. What if my journey, with all its pain and confusion, but also its unexpected moments of grace and learning, could help just one other person feel less isolated, less afraid? This thought grew from a whisper to a conviction, almost a moral responsibility. Sharing my story, making it clear that no one has to be entirely alone in this, became a powerful, driving purpose. It wasn't about having all the answers or presenting myself as a hero. It was about offering companionship on a frighteningly common, yet intensely personal path. This desire to help, to contribute something positive from such a negative experience, became a central pillar of my new understanding of meaning. It wasn't about searching for some grand, abstract life mission handed down from on high. It was much simpler, much more grounded. How can what I've endured make things even a tiny bit easier, a little less scary for someone else? Perhaps it's sharing a coping strategy that helped me, or a perspective that brought comfort, or just the raw honesty of the struggle itself. This outward focus, this shift from "what can I get?" to "what can I give?" opened up a much wider, more expansive view of life. While I believe everyone finds their own unique path to meaning, shaped by their own beliefs and experiences, for me, this idea of transforming personal pain into a potential source of help for others felt deeply, authentically right. The illness itself, in its harsh way, was the ultimate teacher, the catalyst for this profound reevaluation. It mercilessly stripped away the comfortable illusion that bad things only happen to other people. When it happens to you, when your own life hangs in the balance, you realize with chilling clarity how fragile our existence is, how quickly and completely everything can change, literally in the blink of an eye. Those superficial worries and ambitions that once seemed so important, they just dissolved, revealed as the distractions they often are. What's left is the raw, undeniable core of what it means to be human. And for me, one of the deepest lessons was about something as simple, yet as profound, as happiness. I saw how incredibly scarce it can feel when you're mired in sickness and fear, and because of that scarcity, how intensely precious and valuable true, simple happiness really is. I realized how much I, and perhaps all of us in our ordinary lives, tend to underestimate and undervalue those quiet moments of contentment, connection, and well-being. The illness taught me that these aren't just nice add-ons. They are the very essence of a life well lived, to be cherished with fierce gratitude. This new understanding naturally made me want to connect with something larger than my own personal drama. I started thinking more deeply about the vast community of patients worldwide, each fighting their own unique, courageous battle, and about the equally vast community of supporters, partners, parents, children, friends, who carry their own heavy burdens of worry and care, often in silence. So much of this shared human experience remains hidden, not spoken about openly, sometimes because of fear, sometimes out of a well-intentioned but misguided desire to protect others. But I came to believe that this silence doesn't always serve us. More awareness, more honest conversation, more shared stories. These are the things that can build bridges of understanding and empathy. Knowing more about what others have faced, how they've coped, can arm us all with more strength, more positivity, and perhaps even inspire us to find better ways to support each other and to advocate for change where it's needed. So how do I try to live with this newfound sense of meaning now, day by day? It's not a fixed state, but an ongoing practice, a conscious orientation. It means actively looking for and trying to create moments of positivity, no matter how small they seem. A kind word to a stranger, a moment spent truly listening to a loved one, finding beauty in an unexpected place. It means holding on to the deep belief that even the heaviest, longest periods of struggle do eventually shift, change, or pass, allowing for new beginnings. It means embracing adaptation as a fundamental life skill, being more flexible and open to change, because I now know it's one of the few constants. It involves cultivating patience, an incredibly hard lesson for me, understanding that some healing, some processes, simply cannot be rushed, and that there's a quiet wisdom in learning how to just wait when waiting is what's required, without succumbing to frustration. My sense of direction feels clearer, guided less by external achievements and more by an internal compass pointing towards peace, connection, and those quiet moments of simple joy that I once overlooked. And perhaps the most vital part of living meaningfully for me now, the message I feel most passionate about sharing, is the power of motivation. How do we find that spark when we feel completely depleted? How do we keep going when every fiber of our being wants to give up? How do we nurture that inner resilience, that stubborn refusal to be defined by illness or adversity? For me, finding meaning wasn't just about answering these questions for myself. It became about hoping that by sharing my journey, with all its flaws and fears and small victories, I might somehow help ignite that spark of motivation in someone else. That desire to contribute, to light even a small candle of hope or strength for another person, whether it's someone I know or a stranger who picks up this book, that I discovered is a meaning powerful enough to build a renewed life upon. It's the ongoing source of my own forward momentum, the core of why telling this story feels so important. Finding our why is the anchor that holds us steady. It's the profound realization that our story, our very existence, has meaning. But meaning isn't a passive thing we find, it's an active thing we create. It's what we build with our hands, what we share with our hearts, and what we give back to the world. Join me this coming Monday as we explore the most powerful tools for this creation in our next chapter, Using Creativity and Purpose to Heal. If this story feels important, sharing it with someone who might need it would mean the world. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what comes next. And for the complete journey, you can always find the link to the full book in the description below.